So the function m equals -3. Class, what does m stand for? It is the slope. What is this? It's an x and a y. It's an order pair. You can label that x1, y1. Why? Because they've only given us one order pair. Class, do you think we're going to use standard form first? No. Do you think we're going to do slope-intercept form? No. Algebraically, I would not, because they have not given us the y-intercept. But they have given us the what? They've given us a point. That's what an order pair is, and they've given us the slope. Tell me the formula for point-slope form, Gilbert. So I'm just going to do my substitution into there. Now, in point-slope form, the x and the y's here, the one without the 1, that you kind of just leave that. It's part of the equation. And you just do your substitution. Y minus y1, which is 2, equals my slope of -3, x minus x1, which is just a 1. That's it. That's your answer for point-slope form. Raise your hand if you got that. Good job, you. Everyone say, don't distribute. Don't distribute. In point-slope form, you want that there because you can identify the slope right away, and then the point. Okay? Now, to go on to slope-intercept form, here I would distribute. Partner B till partner A, what is slope-intercept form? Ilea, what is slope-intercept form?
Y plus mx plus b.
So we need to get which variable by itself, Ilea?
X, y.
The y variable is isolated. So we're going to basically take this equation and get y by itself. Let's write this problem here. Class, how do I get y by itself? You want to add 2? I would add 2 way over here. Let's go ahead. In this slope-intercept form, there are no parentheses, so I would distribute. Class, what would you get there? So I have y equals -3x, and that is plus 5. Y equals -3x plus 5 is my slope-intercept form. Notice how y is by itself and there's no parentheses. Let's get this now into standard form. Partner A tell partner B, what is the formula for standard form? Gabriel. Here is our formula. Notice how the x's and the y's are on one side. Let's get that problem down here to get the x's and y's on one side. Genesis, how do I get the x over? Genesis, what's left? Yeah? That's sorry, probably leaked through the paper.
That's y equals y?
Yeah. Notice how the x's and y's are on one side. Notice how in our notes we said a is greater than 1. Do you guys remember that? That means that the a value here is positive. There are no fractions. This is standard form. Let's graph this. You can put it anywhere. Let's graph this.
I'll tell you about it later.
Thank you, sir. Now, a lot of you guys wrote in your student surveys, Mr. Ring goes slow. That's why you can watch videos, right? Half speed. But you guys are visual learners, right? So give yourself a visual. And we're going to learn later on how this is the algebraic and this is the graphical. So you could have just graphed this, 1, 2, right 1, up 2, color. And then I have a slope of -3. So that would be a rise of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then a run of 1. And you can do the reverse. You could have done 3 over -1. So from this point, you can go up 3. 1, 2, 3, left 1. Remember, you only need 2 points, but if you have a bunch of points, it helps. And we learned about using your calculators. Now, I want to show you how sometimes the graph helps and sometimes the graph doesn't help. In this case, the graph helps because, class, this point here is called the what? The y-intercept. Do you see that? Everyone say lucky.
Lucky.
We are lucky that this graph actually goes through a whole number as our y-intercept. Class, is it always a whole number? No, maybe in Algebra 1 and the teacher felt bad for you because you didn't like fractions, they wouldn't do it. But in this class, I don't feel bad for you, so we are lucky that it goes through. Why am I pointing this out? You could have just graphed this here, and then you could have just written your equation in slope-intercept form. You would have had difficulties going from here to there. Do you see that? So in this problem, to summarize, given the slope and a point, we start with point-slope form, which I think is the easiest to work with. Then you can distribute, manipulate it, and then you can also graph it. Sorry, it didn't record. Good.